Marriage is far more than just a bond between two individuals. It is a sacred covenant, a deeply spiritual connection ordained by Allah Himself. It's not merely about love, affection, or companionship. It's a divine journey, one that is rooted in spiritual growth, trust, and shared responsibility. When the right moment arrives, Allah unites two hearts in a manner so profound and seamless that no human effort could orchestrate it. But how do you know if you're being prepared for this sacred union? What are the subtle, divine signs that suggest Allah is guiding you toward marriage? Stay with us as we unveil 7 powerful signs that indicate you are being prepared by Allah for this life-changing step. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are carefully placed mile markers in your life, divine nudges from the Almighty to shape your heart, character, and soul for the blessings and responsibilities of a righteous marriage. Allah beautifully reminds us in the Quran, and among His signs is that He created for you from yourselves spouses, that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who give thought. Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. This verse lays the foundation for marriage in Islam. It is built upon tranquility, love, and mercy, 3 core qualities that Allah Himself instills in the hearts of those He is preparing for this sacred bond. As He prepares you, He refines your character, strengthens your patience, and teaches you the essence of genuine partnership and companionship. If you notice these signs gently unfolding in your life, know that you are not just walking aimlessly, you are being led. Allah is guiding you toward something meaningful, toward a union that is designed not only to complete your deen, but to elevate your soul closer to Him. Are you ready to recognize the signs that you're being prepared for marriage by the most merciful? Let's begin. Sign 1. A deep and sincere desire for a halal marriage. One of the most telling signs that Allah is guiding you toward marriage is a heartfelt, sincere longing for a union that is pleasing to Him. This desire is not born out of mere loneliness or societal pressure. Instead, it is a yearning that comes from within, a call for a bond built upon love, faith, and accountability. Maybe in the past, the thought of marriage felt distant, or perhaps you weren't emotionally ready. But now, something within you has shifted. You're no longer interested in casual connections or shallow companionships. You crave something deeper, something spiritual and meaningful. You understand that in Islam, love is not about fleeting emotions. It is about stability, honor, and working together toward Jannah. Your focus has shifted from worldly attractions to finding a righteous spouse with whom you can share faith, growth, and purpose. The Prophet said, "O young people, whoever among you can afford to marry, let him do so, for it is more effective in lowering the gaze and guarding chastity." Sahih al-Bukhari, Hadith 5665. This hadith speaks volumes. It shows that marriage is not simply a union of two bodies, but a shield, a safeguard for your soul, your modesty, and your spiritual path. If you find yourself inspired by stories of righteous couples, or if you've started reading about marital rights and responsibilities, take it as a beautiful sign. Your heart is preparing to walk a noble path. And when Allah places such a desire in your heart, He is already paving the road that leads to it. Sign 2. A strong focus on self-development. Before Allah blesses you with a pious partner, He first prepares you to become one. One of the clearest indicators that you are being guided toward marriage is your sincere effort to improve yourself. Not just for your personal growth, but so you can offer your best self to someone else. You start asking reflective questions. Am I patient enough? Do I communicate well? Am I emotionally mature? These questions signal a major transformation in your mindset. You are no longer driven by the desire to find the perfect spouse. Instead, you are striving to become that spouse. You may notice an increased effort to strengthen your deen. You begin to pray more regularly, read more Quran, and learn about the ethics and responsibilities of a spouse in Islam. You start guarding your tongue, controlling your temper, and treating people with gentleness and care. The Prophet said, "The best of you are those who are best to their wives." Sunan al-Tirmidhi, Hadith 1162. This powerful hadith reminds us that real righteousness shines through in how we treat those closest to us. So, if you are actively striving to better your character, temper your emotions, and deepen your faith, know that these efforts are not unnoticed. Allah sees you. He is preparing you for a marriage that reflects beauty, resilience, and spiritual harmony. Sign 3. Growing in patience and trusting Allah's timing. One of the most challenging aspects of preparing for marriage is enduring the wait. You might see friends getting married and wonder when your time will come. But if instead of feeling frustrated, you find yourself growing in patience, this is a profound sign. Patience is not just about passively waiting, it's about how you wait. It's about surrendering your timeline to Allah and trusting that His plan is far superior to your own. Maybe you face heartbreaks, rejections, or delays. These are not punishments, they are preparations. Allah reminds us, indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. Surah Al-Anfal 8:46. Each moment of delay is an opportunity to grow emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. While others rush into marriages that they aren't ready for, Allah might be protecting you from hardship or teaching you lessons that will strengthen your future union. If you're embracing the waiting period with hope instead of despair, gratitude instead of anxiety, know that this is a divine gift. Allah is shaping your soul so that when the right person arrives, your heart will be fully ready. Sign 4. You are becoming financially and emotionally responsible. Marriage is a sacred trust that comes with immense responsibility. One of the major signs that Allah is preparing you is when you begin taking both financial and emotional maturity seriously. You start thinking long term. You may begin budgeting your money, cutting unnecessary expenses, or working toward financial stability. You understand that being a provider or supportive spouse isn't just about having money, it's about managing it wisely. Likewise, you begin handling emotions with more grace. You no longer react impulsively during arguments. You learn to listen more, to understand others, and to respond with calmness and empathy. You recognize that a peaceful marriage is not built in moments of joy, but during tests, trials, and how you handle them together. The Prophet said, "Each of you is a shepherd, and each of you is responsible for his flock." Sahih al-Bukhari, Hadith 893. Whether male or female, both spouses have a duty to support, protect, and nurture each other with wisdom and sincerity. So if you've started developing the qualities of a trustworthy guardian, if you are becoming mindful with money, cultivating emotional balance, and building resilience, understand that this is no accident. Allah is gently transforming you into someone capable of sustaining a healthy, fulfilling marriage. Each of these signs is a quiet whisper from Allah, a divine preparation for one of life's most meaningful journeys. If your heart resonates with these signs, reflect deeply. You may be closer to that sacred union than you realize. Marriage is not just about sharing a life, it's about sharing a purpose, building a home upon faith, and striving for paradise together. May Allah grant you a spouse who brings you closer to Him and a marriage that is filled with tranquility, affection, and mercy. Are you ready for the next signs? Let's continue this beautiful journey together. Marriage isn't just about the celebration, the dress, or the perfect wedding day. It's about the life that follows. It's about the journey that begins once the festivities fade, the real life moments that test your patience, and the silent sacrifices that build a home. If you've been noticing a shift within yourself, a growing sense of maturity, a deeper awareness of your responsibilities, then take it as a sign. It may very well be Allah preparing your heart and mind for one of the most sacred journeys in life, marriage. Sometimes, the signs of divine preparation don't come through dreams or dramatic events. They appear in the subtleties of your daily life, through the people you spend time with, the way your thoughts evolve, and even in the topics that now matter to you. If you're increasingly surrounded by people who talk about marriage not as a fantasy, but as a means to grow spiritually and emotionally, then pay attention. This is no accident. When the people around you, friends, mentors, elders, begin encouraging you to pursue marriage the Islamic way, consider this a clear form of divine guidance. These individuals are shaping your mindset, gently pulling you toward a path of sincerity and stability. It's worth pausing and reflecting. Who do you spend the most time with? Do your close friends encourage purity, emotional readiness, and preparation for a righteous relationship? Are you being guided by elders who speak from wisdom and experience? If your answer is yes, then you're witnessing a part of Allah's plan unfolding in your life. The Prophet Muhammad said, "A person is upon the religion of their closest companion, so let each of you carefully consider whom you befriend." Sunan Abu Dawud 4833. This hadith is a profound reminder that the people in our lives either bring us closer to Allah or slowly distract us from His path. If your circle nurtures your spiritual growth, your understanding of patience, and your desire for sincere companionship, that's no coincidence. That is divine placement. You may also notice a change in the nature of your conversations. Gone are the days of shallow topics and distractions. Now, you find joy in discussing family dynamics, the duties of a spouse, and what it takes to build a home based on love and mutual respect. You might even be actively learning from the stories of married couples, absorbing their lessons, their struggles, and their strength. Or perhaps you're seeking the advice of elders who've weathered storms and still speak of their marriages with love and contentment. Every one of these moments is part of your spiritual and emotional preparation. These aren't just changes, they're divine nudges, reminders that marriage isn't only about love or compatibility, it's about devotion, about sacrifice, about walking a path together that constantly leads you both back to Allah. Another unmistakable sign is when your du'as start to change. Maybe before, marriage wasn't a priority in your prayers, but now you find yourself pouring your heart out to Allah, not just for any spouse, but for a righteous one. Someone who will walk beside you in prayer, in patience, in striving for Jannah. If your prayers have evolved to this level of sincerity, it's a powerful indication that Allah is softening your heart and drawing you closer to the future He's written for you. Dua is no small thing. When Allah places a desire in your heart, He also inspires your tongue to ask for it. You might find yourself reciting the beautiful supplication from the Quran. Our Lord, grant us from among our spouses and offspring comfort to our eyes, and make us leaders for the righteous. Surah Al-Furqan 25:74. This isn't merely a request for companionship. It's a heartfelt plea for peace, purpose, and partnership in faith. When your du'as come from a place of genuine longing to build a marriage that pleases Allah, it shows you're no longer chasing a worldly ideal, but preparing for a spiritual union. Making du'a is also a deep act of trust. You begin to realize that no matter how much effort you make, only Allah can bring the right person at the right time. Every time you raise your hands in prayer for a loving, faithful spouse, you're not just hoping, You're aligning your heart with His plan. This spiritual connection is the most powerful preparation of all. And then, suddenly, opportunities start to appear, sometimes unexpectedly. Marriage proposals might begin to come your way. Family members might bring up the topic more often, suggesting potential spouses, or offering to help you find someone sincere and compatible. These are not random events. They are subtle but significant signs that Allah is placing the right paths in front of you. Perhaps for a long time, the idea of marriage felt distant, something for the future. But now, the conversations are becoming real. Doors that were once firmly closed begin to open. People who never mentioned it before now speak about it freely and supportively. These are beautiful signs that your season is changing and Allah is guiding you toward your next chapter. The Prophet said, "When someone whose religion and character you are pleased with proposes, then marry them." Sunan at-Tirmidhi 1084. This hadith teaches us not to delay when a good opportunity presents itself, especially when it involves someone with strong character and genuine faith. When Allah makes a way for something, He often does so by aligning the circumstances in your life, gradually but clearly. Pay attention to those moments. They are part of the divine orchestration. So if you're noticing any or all of these signs, cherish them. They are gentle, beautiful reminders that Allah is nurturing your readiness for a righteous and fulfilling marriage. But always remember, this journey isn't just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person, the kind of spouse who brings peace, support, and faith into the relationship. A blessed marriage isn't built overnight. It takes sincerity, effort, and most importantly, a heart connected to Allah. Keep making dua. Strengthen your character. Be patient. Know that even if things aren't happening as fast as you wish, they are unfolding perfectly in Allah's timing. He is never late. He is always planning the best outcome for you, sometimes in ways you cannot yet understand. The Prophet Muhammad also said, "Marriage is part of my sunnah. Whoever turns away from my sunnah is not from me." Sunan ibn Majah 1846. This powerful statement reminds us that marriage is more than a personal milestone. It is a sacred path, one of growth, responsibility, and divine reward. May Allah bless you with a spouse who is righteous, loving, and your partner in faith. May your marriage be a source of tranquility, strength, and joy, and may your home be built upon the timeless foundation of Islam. Ameen. If this message resonated with your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring and faith-filled Islamic content. Tell us in the comments below, which sign did you see in your own life? Jazakum Allahu khairan for watching, and may Allah continue to guide your steps toward a beautiful, meaningful union. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.